What up, once again, folks? It's your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. Just figured I'd come to you with a real quick video while I'm up on the road, as you can see, my mobile office. Okay, Cal Rittenhouse. As of now, the jury is still deliberating the verdict. I've said it several fucking times on this channel. I absolutely believe Cal Rittenhouse will be acquitted of all charges and he will walk out of the courthouse a free man. That's the way I feel about it. I think the way the case was handled in court by the defense attorney versus the prosecutor, and a host of other issues. I also made it clear I think the killing of Rosenbaum might have a few questions that needed to be answered, but prosecutor didn't present it right in court, didn't present a good case in court, and yeah, if I'm on a jury, most likely Cal Rittenhouse walks. Might have a few questions about Rittenbaum, but yeah. Cal Rittenhouse walks. Anyway, the other news is that they have enacted several hundred National Guardsmen in expectation that some shit may go down if Cal Rittenhouse is, I'm going to tilt this camera, if Cal Rittenhouse is found not guilty. I really hate that. And I hate it because you got to let the shit play out in court, and if it doesn't go in your favor, it doesn't go in your favor. Now, we can argue, well, you know, black folks love to riot and shit like that. Dumbass argument, because obviously Cal Rittenhouse shot 3 white people. So clearly there are a lot of white people that believe Cal Rittenhouse fucked up too. But I'm not here to argue that question, and I'm certainly not here to argue whether only blacks riot when they don't get their way, because there is January 6th. There is the Michigan mask mandates, when the governor was requiring that people wear masks before the vaccine was even invented. They were, you know, they seized the fucking Capitol building in Michigan. So it's not that only black people are capable of rioting and looting when they don't get their way. Fact is, white people don't really fucking lose. I mean, they've had control of the country. So you haven't had, and I hate to make it a racial issue like this, but you have not had a lot of issues where white America has felt like they've received a mass injustice. I think that the last election in 2020 was probably one of the first times where you had an incredible amount of white America that believed that they faced an injustice. And look what happened. I mean, they did come out and riot and loot. So if you took, and here's my example of that. Blacks believe that the police or the system is treating them wrong and all of that shit, and they riot and loot. I understand the right wing, you know, a lot of whites, not all, but I understand that a lot of folks believe that what blacks are protesting over is a non-existent problem. I mean, somebody even wrote in the comments on one of my posts that Black Lives Matter is fighting for I believe the word was an unreasonable cause or something of that nature. In other words, you're fighting for some shit that's not even a problem. Well, if you took white America and you gave them something to fight for, let's say Biden was able to somehow get a majority on the Supreme Court too, but let's say you had a majority on the Supreme Court, a majority House and Senate, and he somehow limited gun rights all the way down to fucking handguns with a maximum of 17 rounds in the chamber, in the gun, which is basically like your typical Glock handgun or something like that. You don't think whites would riot at all about that? Have you not heard the damn phrase, come and take it? Have you not heard that? Don't tread on me. What the hell you think that means? That means if you take away my gun rights, it's going to get violent. Come and take it means you're going to have to send the police out to my house and battle with me to take my gun rights away. So they're making it clear that if shit does not go our way in this era, we're going to riot. That is, for a better phrase, that's the white version of no justice, no peace. You know, that's what these Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter sympathizers are saying, is that if you don't give us justice, there's not going to be any peace. We're going to be doing shit to disturb the peace. Well, come and take it is the exact same thing. The only reason you're seeing Black Lives Matter members riot, and you're not seeing the Second Amendment crowd riot, is because they don't feel that their gun rights have been taken away. They act up and snap when they think somebody is about to take their gun rights away. Did you see how a lot of Tea Party members acted when it appeared as if Obama was going to become the next president? They came out in droves with guns on their shoulders. There was a guy who showed up with an assault rifle at a presidential rally. CIA surrounded him and things like that, but he did stay, hey, all right, I have a right to carry this gun out in public to a rally where the president is present. Can you realize how horrible that would be if, when the president spoke out in public, all the citizens came along with rifles and guns? I mean, it just, yeah. So let's not pretend that anybody on any side or any group of people are incapable of acting out when things go wrong for that group. You haven't seen it from whites or Caucasians, mostly because, yeah, nothing has gone wrong like that for them. For the most part, they have controlled the laws in America, and those laws have been in their favor. In addition to January 6th, I would say also, the Civil War was a good example where a large portion of white America, after being told that they were going to lose their slaves or being taxed by the North or whatever the hell you want to call the reason for the Civil War, the shit was over slavery. But if you want to throw taxation in there or succession or whatever reason you want to believe the Civil War was that caused the Civil War, whites stood up and fought and rioted for the shit. So I'm just telling you, if you take away things that they care about, just like things that we supposedly care about, we're willing to step up and fight for those rights. So don't ever believe for a minute that only black people riot and whites are civilized and they would never do this shit. Just take away something. Pass a law that allows abortion in the third trimester. Guarantee you'll start seeing abortion clinics getting bombed, and Christians will come out in droves and start fucking up some of these abortion doctors. You just gotta take away something that they believe is wrong. And I'm not suggesting anyone do that because, God forbid, look at the stuff that's happening on our side. I mean, I don't like seeing what happened in Kenosha. Even though everyone involved in Kenosha is white, it was over a black cause. And that's why it is so strongly politicized. If this had happened at, any other type of gathering, it would not be anywhere near as politicized as it is. I mean, there would still be people stepping up and saying what Kyle Rittenhouse did was self-defense, because the video footage, appears to strongly back that up. But at the same time, if Kyle Rittenhouse took a weapon and went into an area like that and essentially violated laws, despite the technicalities they're pulling, where the barrel was an inch short or what. I mean, he went into an area that was cordoned off by police. He carried a gun he was not old enough to carry, and he violated some laws. But because it is a heavily politicized event, and I'm fairly certain the judge is on one of those sides in terms of politics. The judge is on one side of that, and it's, in my opinion, it's fairly obvious he's on the side of Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, then he's going to favor little shit like, well, the barrel isn't long enough to say he's out here illegally with a gun, and these little technicalities he's getting off with. But yeah, if this had not happened at a heavily politicized event like this Black Lives Matter rally or protest, I do not believe people would be championing Kyle Rittenhouse to be a hero. They might, like I said, they still might say what he did was in self-defense, but donating tens of thousands of dollars to him, no, that money is a donation against Black Lives Matter. That's all that is. That is a donation against Black Lives Matter. It's kind of like if a cop went out and beat the shit out of Colin Kaepernick, the guy who's known for taking a knee. If a cop beat the shit out of Colin Kaepernick and he needed money for legal defense, some of these same folks will donate money to that because it's donating money to a politicized cause. You can tell me I'm wrong in the comments all you want. You know you're on some bullshit. So, fair enough if you want to say it, but, I just think that it's horrible if anyone chooses to riot or act out in regards to this. I'm really hoping that does not happen. I don't think it's one of those cases where Kyle Rittenhouse is overwhelmingly guilty where Black Lives Matter and shit should act out. Now, if Derek Chauvin in Minneapolis had got off for killing George Floyd, yeah, I could totally understand that. And I've said in videos before that the Ahmaud Arbery case that's also going on simultaneously down in Georgia, if those three guys get off, I could see a lot more anger in that case as well. But in the Kyle Rittenhouse's case, the people he shot engaged him. I mean, I hate to say it that way. I hate to create any kind of, back and forth banter on this, but the people that he killed engaged him. I mean, the guy's walking down the street with an assault rifle. Don't fuck with him. Stay away from him. Call the police on him. The police ain't gonna do shit because the police wanted those guys out there. They essentially, when they put on those khaki outfits or whatever the hell they were wearing, they essentially had on blue uniforms and badges. And that's how the cops were able to differentiate them from the other rioters and looters or whatever the case may be. If Kyle Rittenhouse had been walking around with his pants hanging around his ass, with a bandana around his forehead, and when he walked past the cops with his hands up, it wouldn't have went the same way it fucking went. I'm just telling you that. It doesn't matter if he's black or white. It is the clothing that he had on, which is very similar to the clothing that the rest of that militia had on, that gave them the indication this dude is with us. And there were our police who were thanking them for being out there and helping them, which, in my opinion, probably gave Kyle Rittenhouse the belief that, hey, I've been deputized. I'm a junior deputy, and the cops are down with us, which is, what he kind of wanted to be anyway, if you really look at the way things went down. But yeah, I don't want anybody to act out and riot regardless of what the verdict is. I mean, we know that the National Guard is there because we expect Black Lives Matter sympathizers and folks who sympathize with the deceased to be the ones acting out. Well, hey, what if on the rare chance, and I do mean fucking rare, what if Kyle Rittenhouse is found guilty of murder? Do you believe that the other side would just completely remain peaceful, not say anything at all? Or do you believe somebody may act out on that side? I'm just saying, because like I've told you before, the only reason you don't see as many arguments or uprisings coming from the other side is because they don't have any centralized issues where they feel they have been truly wronged. They have centralized issues where they feel they're about to be wronged. Like a politician is going to take away our guns, or he's going to tax us at 70%, or going to allow late-term abortions or open borders or something crazy like that. But in reality, almost in every case, that's stuff that is predicted to happen, not stuff that is actually happening. America's never had completely open borders, at least not in our lifetime. Certainly has not had open borders. Certainly has not allowed late-term abortions. Absolutely has never taken away everybody's fucking gun rights. And we've never come close to 70% tax rates and some of this other shit that you often hear when a Democrat is put in office. If it happened, if any of that stuff happened, you would see Caucasians in the street rioting. You just would see it. So, let's just hope that this does not go anywhere near what the National Guard is planning for. Let's hope that the show of force keeps everybody at peace, at bay. Protesting is a protected right. It's protected among the Bill of Rights. I'm not going to go into which amendment because I'm ashamed to say I forgot which one is. Oh, First Amendment, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press. First Amendment right. So you have the right to protest, but you have the right to protest peacefully. And hopefully the presence of hundreds of National Guards members encourages those to do so, regardless of what the verdict is. Anyway, just wanted to drop this video because that is what's going on today, and I would hate to see any civil unrest of any significant nature. I expect this verdict to be produced soon. I don't think this is going to be a long case of deliberations. I think that virtually all of the right, when I say right, I mean conservatives, Republicans, all of the right believes Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent, and I think more than half of the left, including myself, thinks that a not guilty verdict is probably going to come down the pike. It's a shame he can do all of that, deliberately show up to that situation with a gun, and absolutely no crimes are committed. That to me opens the door for a lot of this shit to happen in the future, that you can go into an event where people are already, doing horrible shit, rioting, looting, setting things on fire, and you can walk down the streets with an assault rifle on your shoulder, which clearly escalates the event. It just escalates the event, and there's no crime committed in that. I just think that doesn't help anything, and I would hate to see this case open the door for that to happen. I mean, because keep in mind, Kyle Rittenhouse was at home watching them rioting and looting on television and stating, I wish I could be down there with my gun. You know how many other Americans feel the same damn way about that? And if he gets off with this, which everybody expects he will, who knows what will happen next time this happens? People are looking for reasons to shoot people, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? You think Kyle Rittenhouse is going to be acquitted the same way I do? Drop a comment. Let your boy know. As always, go ahead and hit your boy up with a subscription if you haven't subscribed to the channel. We talk about all things politics and current events. It is your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. You feeling me? Drop your boy a like. Click like in the comments. And if you got a problem with something I said in this video, which I can't imagine what it would be, feel free to hit the dislike, drop me a comment, let me know what the hell you dislike. Until the next video, it is your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. Catch you later.